I'm gonna find the One Piece. It's Gold Roger's treasure. He hid it somewhere in the Grand Line.
It's a myth.
Can't wait to see the look on your face when we find it. But isn't there something that you want? More than anything else in this world. For as long as I can remember, it's been my dream to become King of the Pirates!
King of the Pirates, eh? Some treacherous path.
If the path seems too easy, then you're on the wrong path.
Piracy is a scourge upon this world.
We will capture them, and they will be brought to justice. Hit the deck!
Don't let anything get in the way of your dreams.
Not everyone gets to follow their dreams.
This is our fight. Until we find the One Piece. And become King of the Pirates.
Don't tell me you actually believe in him.
I don't need to. He believes in himself.
Where's Straw Hat Luffy?
I'm afraid it's time I ended this.
That went pretty well. Don't you think?
Oh, yes. Hello and welcome to the Periodic Table of Awesome. My name is Dion, and tonight I'm joined by Jill and Peter, and we are going to talk about pirates. And that is, I have to realize, it's the second pirate show this month. I thought this was Spooky Month. Is this Spooky Month? I'm not sure. We're supposed to be. Jill, I think you're on mute. Oh, the best Zoom thing I've ever seen. Yes, perfectly.
How rude is that?
How
I've been
rude was
chatting
that?
with you guys the entire time, and now all of a sudden I've muted.
Exactly.
So
I know, but it was me. I just did it in the background. No, I have no idea why that happened, but yeah.
I was trying to say that you could dress as a pirate for Halloween. I think that's still appropriate
I
content.
currently do have a plan for a costume for Halloween, but I can't say what it is because I would like people to be surprised. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Although you can feel free to guess away. What is Dion going as this Halloween? What was the last one? I can't remember what was the last one.
Lion-O?
Yes, that's right. Shit Lion-O, $2 store Lion-O. Which was
Wish Lion-O.
yeah, yeah, that $2 store off-brand Turkish toy version Lion-O. It was like, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, how are you guys going?
Well, I'm good.
Yes.
Yes, I'm finally healed.
You're finally healed.
Yeah.
Peter,
been
how are
2
you
months, I'm
going?
healed.
Yeah, I'm moderately fine. Everything.
Well, Peter had some tech difficulties, which were not related to this. It was just a general technical annoyance this day. So that's been fun. And we're doing One Piece, aren't we? Oh, what's it by? It's from. Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. Netflix, One Piece. That's finally got the right thing. An anime, as it were.
Oh,
no.
No.
I saw Akira. I know what anime is. I know your dad's anime. Did we all watch One Piece on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
We did.
Did
Otherwise,
anyone
this would be a very confusing conversation.
did anyone read the anime?
Oof.
Did anyone
I have
watch the cartoon?
a billion years ago when it
Billion
first
years.
started. I may have watched a couple of episodes, but I
Yeah.
have 4 very good friends that are diehard One Piece fans.
Yeah.
And I kind of just get all I need to know from them.
Yeah, as Adski's saying in the chat, 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
That
and
is a
over
lot.
300 chapters, probably more. I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on that. How many chapters are there, guys?
I'm not sure how much live action One Piece I could absorb, but if it's going to get
Mhm.
anywhere near 1,000 episodes, oofed.
No, no. I'll
Big
tell you
oof.
now that they've done a fair chunk in this live action.
And I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
You know, how many, like, if there's major plot arcs or things that go over, like, how many seasons do you think they could coax out of this one?
Well, I mean, the time it takes to film and create production for these, I can't. Oh God, you'd be going for decades trying to fill it all in.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. Maybe 6 seasons in a movie?
That'd be impressive.
Yeah, there we go. We give it the community scale of things, which is like 6 seasons in a movie. All right.
And maybe the movie they'll find the One Piece when
Maybe.
they finally get there in the manga. Who knows?
Do they find the One Piece? Who knows? Do you ever
They
get
haven't
there?
yet. They haven't yet.
It's
But
very-
the author is hinting it might be wrapping up in a few years. Who
Well,
knows?
it's still going.
Still going.
Gee,
Yeah,
I
it's still
didn't-
going.
Okay, because to be fair, I just very specifically have only watched the live action version. I didn't read
Yeah.
the rest of it. I didn't go and do the wiki. I didn't look up characters. I didn't look up all the anime and the manga and everything like that. I just kind of went, no. What do you got for me? What's this like? What sort of adaptation is this? You've burned me before.
Oh, yep.
Yes. Does anyone have any fond memories of any other anime adaptations?
Ooh, okay, so
Nope.
I mean, I was severely scolded by Cowboy Bebop. That one hurt me in my soul because that is a favorite anime of mine, and they really messed up that live action. It had so much potential, but it just really flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like that. Like I felt that
But-
kind of way too.
By all accounts, the One Piece diehards love the live action, and I'm happy for them. I'm so glad that they have this. That
Sure.
it hasn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, where's the bad ones? You've got your Dragon Ball Z level. You've got your
Yeah,
Ghost in the
got-
Shell.
Death Note, the
Death
white
Note.
Death Note, not the Japanese Death Note, because there's two. There was a Japanese live action one, but the white one was bad.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yes.
American one.
Yes, adaptations can always be, rife with problems, especially considering, especially in anime, where you just got wild, crazy stuff that happens and leaps of faith that you just have to take to. And I got to say, One Piece has a lot of that leaping. There is a giant amount of leaping that you have to do in order to get on board with this. But then again, it doesn't apologize, and I kind of liked that one.
Yeah. Shall I give a little bit of a synopsis before we get into this?
Sure, I'll see if I've got any background music.
Okay.
No.
No.
Oh, well, okay. I'll put a bit of this on. See, there we go. It sounds piratey, but it may also be the Ahsoka theme. Just keep going, Jill. Off you go. What's the synopsis? Also, any
All
shit
right.
accent request? Peter, have you got a shit accent for Jill to do it in?
I reckon Jill should just dive in and see what happens. There's so many to choose from in here.
How about I just do a pirate voice?
Yar! Do it in
Yeah.
pirate. Talk like a pirate.
Okay. The series follows the adventures of the Straw Hat Pirates as they explore the dangerous oceans, lands, and beyond in search of the One Piece, a fabled treasure that will make their captain, Monkey D. Luffy, king of the pirates. But the Marines are on their ship's tail, and they are not the only crew searching for the One Piece. Armed with skills and an unbreakable friendship, the Straw Hats are ready for the journey, and even more ready to fight for their dreams together. Arr.
Yar! A sea shanty we do sing to Monkey D. Luffy. What the fuck? Okay, some of the names that are going on here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, gotta say, I didn't hold out a lot of hope. But if there's one thing I want to say about it is this felt like watching an anime. And
I
that
was cautiously optimistic about it, yes.
is good.
Mm.
Like this wasn't to me, like I watched it and while I was watching it, I go, this feels very anime. And then I was like, that's because it's an anime. And I was like,
Yeah.
Good point. Like it felt that way. You know, some nice straight acted characters, not straight characters, but straight acted characters. The straight people that are out there going very serious, very,
Yeah.
controlled. The crazy one that has facial expressions that go off on tangents, and the absolute bonkers stunts plus acting plus CGI, which wasn't terrible.
Actually, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed. The production values are quite high. I think all of the sets as well were like impressive, so stunning. They
Yeah.
built the ships, like everything
Wow.
was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Maybe there was enough One Piece money. Maybe they have made enough out of the manga and the anime that they were like, yeah, sure, we can build it. Let's make the whole thing.
Yeah.
And also,
Like our
there's such a good attention to detail with the cast to make
Yes.
some of those very stupid and ridiculous people come off the paper onto a screen. Like, how do we make this person who has a sword bigger than they are work? And it kind of did, because you looked at it and went, you're dumb. Wait, that's kind of fun. It's dumb, but it's fun. And why are
Yeah.
there fishmen? And why are the fishmen giving this as much gravitas as they could to a Shakespearean opera that they're doing at the moment to this plainly ridiculous fish thing?
Yeah.
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 So I kind of
But
got to say,
I gotta give a hand to the author, Eiichiro Oda. He was heavily involved in the making of this series, and I think that's probably where the credit is due in this being as successful as it was, because he was involved in the casting, he was involved with the production, everything like that. So
yeah. And it worked. Like, I mean, I think it was quite
mm.
accurate. And look, if I can ask you a question, sorry, Peter, I hate to call on you on this. You are our resident anime expert. Do you think that do you think that the transition was great? Like, did it work for you?
I would have to say that there's kind of a high bar to entry on this for somebody who is not at all an anime fan. And it's because, like you said, it feels so much like anime. It took me a couple of goes starting to watch this before I was kind of able to settle into the acting style and the characters and the how much it is. And that's only because even though I'm not an anime person, I at least know a bit about the genre and understand it because I know and love anime people. I feel like the bar to entry for somebody who's not an anime person and really doesn't know much about it for this will be very, very high getting in. None of that's to say I didn't enjoy it. But that would be I think when we look at adaptations, one of the first things I think is like, right, you've got 1,000 episodes of this already in one format. What's the purpose of adapting it to a different format? You know, is it to give your existing audience another version of this, or is it to bring a new audience to it? And that's where I think probably many adaptations fail, because they piss off the existing audience and fail to bring a new audience at the same time. I wonder if finally there's something here that has been able to walk that line at least a little bit, in not pissing off its existing audience at the very least, and maybe being interesting enough to bring in some more people to the fold.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody was interested in going into the anime or the manga, there's like such a hurdle with how much of it there actually is, because a friend of mine, Judith, hi Judith, if you're watching, who lives in Singapore, is die hard. She has just gone on a trip to Japan to do like a full One Piece tour. There's a bronze statue of each character all over Japan, and she's done the whole thing. And she once told me all about like the different characters and why they're great and all of this stuff. And it's so emotional, and there's so much investment to get into that. And I feel like 1,000 episodes and 300 plus chapters is just way too much to commit to. So for me, as someone who maybe wanted to participate but hasn't in the past because of the vastness of the content, this was easier to digest.
Yeah, I mean, like in the digestible sense, yes, it's great. There's probably so much in there, and this is a very superficial like amount. But hey, it was done in an interesting way. But I mean, I've got to admit, there was some just absolute things you had to jump on board with in this,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
For
it
one,
was
I think the mode of communication being
yes,
these bizarre snails.
the weird snail.
Yeah, I'm like, what is up with that?
I mean, it was just that thing where I'm following it. I'm like, yep, okay, I understand. Okay, there's pirates.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine. And then they just pull out a weird snail to talk to each other. It just
Yes.
unapologetically sits there in the middle of the counter. And it's just like, I'm a weird snail. No explanation.
Yeah, but all of them look different and they're all a little bit weirder.
Yeah, and they're all a little bit
But-
weirder. And then, like, you know, or the very serious,
Yeah.
like, marine captain who puts on his tiny puppy hat to run around with his bulldog of the sea boat. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yes, some of that stuff is very weird. It would probably make sense in the original context, but yeah, in the live action, it was a little bizarre to take that seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, but I think, like, kind of like Monkey D. Luffy that I'm getting from this is Monkey D. Luffy is a very earnest character, and the show is kind of unapologetically earnest about being itself. So that allows you to kind of get on board with any of the problems that you would have with it. Well, that's how it sort of worked for me. Like I was watching it going, this is dumb. And then after like 3 episodes, I'm like, this is dumb, but I'm getting why. And then the rest of it, I'm like, this is dumb and terrible. And everyone's acting like they're in an I've got it right. Okay. This is just an anime. Like, you know, and what are the great things about anime? They're very dumb.
Yeah.
What are the worst things about anime? All of the relationships, but at least in this one, they're very dumb. Right, who's on the crew? Who we got in this? Who we got in this
Okay.
TV
okay.
show?
All right. Well, you got Monkey. He's
Yes.
Luffy. I don't call
Yep.
him Monkey. Luffy is the main character. Your typical Shonen Jump hero. Shonen Jump being the publication house in Japan that very famously has all of the things that are popular. So if anything has ever crossed your path as a popular anime, it came from Shonen Jump.
Right.
It's basically the money-making machine. If you can get your shit into Jump, you're set. Which is probably why this guy is still writing 300 plus chapters now, because it's just his little cash cow.
Is everyone making notes out there? Hopefully everyone who's watching is just like, wait, get your anime onto Shonen Jump. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
We have Nami,
Yes.
who is our female character.
Yep.
Singular.
Hey, there was a sickly woman who was there.
Oh yeah, the sickly woman.
Yes, there was a sickly plot point later with a woman, and then there were plenty of like aged maternal women somewhere in the background of some of those village scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Peter. There's a lot more women in the next series, and they're all very busty. You'll be pleased to know
Oh
that.
God, amazing.
Is that the next?
Because that is actually what I thought was missing from this series.
Oh well, there you go. They're kind of like
it wasn't the lack of female characters. It was lack of bustiness.
Like the busty
You know what's
lack
funny
of-
is like in the start of it, Nami is like very, humble chested, I would say. But then they have a time skip arc, and then she's like, "Yep, hello, the puberty kicked in." And I'm like, I don't
Oh,
know how
Jesus.
that works, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the author likes very chesty girls.
Well, there's
Uh,
1,000 episodes to choose from, so somewhere they're going to
Yeah.
explain what happened
all
to
the
shoot.
guys are weird, and all the women have tiny little waists and big boobs, or they're
Alright.
old and ugly, or they're fat and ugly.
Is that where
So
you get the?
it's slightly problematic.
Is that where
his-
is that
his
what happened?
character style.
They all eat devil fruit and suddenly get really big breasts. Yes. Okay. Not talking
Anyway.
about problems yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look,
next.
it's certainly not a problem that has presented itself
Yeah.
in
Yes.
the series that we're currently reviewing.
Yet.
True. Next we have Zoro, who I think is my favorite character.
I mean, I love Zorro as a look and an idea, except when he's
Yeah.
got that three sword thing, and I'm like,
Oh,
that is
come
the
on.
dumbest fucking thing I've ever
Yeah, it's
seen.
great. It's great. Correct
And
me
that,
if I'm wrong, chat, but doesn't he have 6 swords later on in the series?
what?
Like 3 on each side. I swear to God, he has 6 swords at one point.
Oh Jesus, six? Six?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
only
Well,
three.
one in the
Three-
butt, one
Yeah.
in the mouth.
Wait, one in the butt, one in the mouth, one in the ear.
Yeah, one in each ear and then one in each hand.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
I mean, it is one of those kind of delightfully ridiculous things because he plays it so straight. But
Yeah.
like a sword in the mouth, it makes so little sense that it just kind of flips it straight back over into the like, oh, I'm enjoying this because it's so dumb.
I mean,
Why?
I do respect McKenna's the actor's commitment to the bit for
He's such a good actor.
and I didn't know that he was the son of Sony Chiba.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, amazing. But also like you have 3 dumb swords. And there must be a small part of that as a martial artist as he is that is just dying when it's like the 3rd sword goes in the mouth. It does?
But it only works because he played it so straight. Like,
yes. And it is a good
was,
backstory, I have to admit.
He was McKenna was in another anime to live action series that I thoroughly enjoy. And if anybody has ever watched Rurouni Kenshin, do watch the live action ones that are on Netflix because they are so good. Probably the best live action adaptations.
Yeah. Who else have we got in there? We got
Usopp.
Usopp, who comes in a bit later.
Yep. And Sanji.
Sanji, who also comes in a little bit later, roughly around about the same time. And they're all very weird dudes.
Yes.
Yes. And I feel very sorry for Nami because she is just one girl on a boat full of very weird dudes.
Weird dudes, yeah.
Who are hitting on her constantly.
As far as I know, no love interest things happening, as far as I know.
There's ships of it somewhere, everywhere.
No doubt.
There's got to be.
I mean, I was definitely reading a Nami Zoro ship in the series.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they need a little bit of Erst somewhere, considering there's just there's nothing else for the series. But we're not there for that. We're there for the anime-ness.
Oh, come on.
On the top of that, you've also got who's the protagonist or antagonist? Sorry, of these. There's kind of like 4.
The Marines. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the admiral, the vice admiral.
To our little Aussie in this show,
which
Morgan that plays Kobe.
Oh yeah, the cabin boy. I forgot about Kobe. I really forgot about Kobe because I just felt like he was just he's kind of the MacGuffin that we're just following along, and every now and again he just pops up and goes, "I've got something to add," or "I've learned a thing," and it's kind of like, "Oh, I'm that character. I'm learning all of this."
Yes.
And Buggy, the clown.
Yeah.
And I haven't decided if I like or don't like Buggy, but I have seen a few cosplayers doing some weird versions of Buggy, and there's a definite clown fetish going on. So I'm sorry, Jill. I know that you will never go looking for clown fetish stuff, but just so you know, that's a thing.
No, I have seen the sexy female Buggy.
Oh no, I saw sexy both.
Oh,
like double Buggy.
Okay.
I know. I can't explain my feed. No one should. But if you want to go look for it, go look for it. And who was the other guy? The fish man, the owl something.
Yeah, Arlong.
Arlong, that's right.
Yes.
And his band of fish men.
Yeah.
They call themselves fishmen. I can't.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do here? It's just like a rotating version of villains / monster of the week sort of people, and I'm getting a big strong vibe of this in the series as it's going to progress. It's either you add someone to the crew or you fight a new sea captain and rinse and repeat ad nauseum.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And isn't it great that they have so many seas and so many different uncharted islands that they've never come across, that this could go on for too long?
Yep.
Hence the 1,000 manga.
Yep. That's the
issues.
beauty of a jump manga.
Yeah.
So they just
How
go on
many?
forever.
How many islands are there? Too many.
Oh, there's so many.
So many islands. Just lots of islands. And I know that we came from the synopsis, but they find that what are they searching for? What are they all searching for?
The mysterious One Piece.
Just the dumbest name for treasure I've ever heard.
Yeah. but
Is
the
it
thing
just
is,
one
nobody
piece?
Nobody knows what the One Piece is. We
Is-
don't know if it's a coin, if it's food, if it's another devil fruit. We don't know what the One Piece is.
I hope it's just inner peace. And this has all been a Zen Buddhist kind of exercise. And it's like, it's not actually the One Piece. It's the inner peace you found along the way to get to this place. And now you can die as a pirate.
Oh, dear.
I do like
Tell you
to
what,
also
I liked that. I like that pirate with the big cross sword.
yeah,
cool.
what's his name? Starts with
Forget his
M.
name.
Yeah.
I do love the
Mihawk, that's it.
Yeah, he was cool. Liked his little sideburns and liked his little eyes and his cool sword.
I love the idea that like this entire plot is driven by the fact that like one time one dude was like, "Oh yeah, there's totally treasure somewhere."
I did enjoy that at the start too. I was like, I've left a treasure. Kill me now. I'd also like this strange thing. What the fuck is devil fruit, and why were we never introduced to it?
It's so friggin' weird because it's like so prevalent in the series that there are all these characters that are affected by devil fruit, but I feel like it was so overlooked in this live action version.
Yeah, it was just kind of like he ate devil fruit. That's it, and then the devil
Yeah,
fruit will
it's
give
like,
you different abilities, and no
what
one
about
knows.
an explanation?
Do you have to eat
Yeah.
it constantly? Is it
No,
run
you
out
just
of
eat it
time?
once. You eat it once, and there's different kinds. So Buggy has eaten a devil fruit, and that's given him that power to like
Yeah.
dismember himself. And then there are other characters further along that we're gonna see next season that have eaten devil fruit, and different things have happened to them too.
Yeah. I do.
I kind of felt like the devil fruit thing was clear enough for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I
we
feel
didn't.
like the premise is so ridiculous that it didn't require further explanation.
Oh, okay.
But I
I
can't
was like,
remember.
well, why is this thing that has happened, but we're going on an adventure for the One Piece? Like this seems like something here.
Did I miss?
I
seeing-
was so like invested in attempting to like really get on board with this, despite it stylistically being outside of my comfort zone, that I abandoned all of my but whys.
Oh,
I left them
wow.
at the door. I didn't have any energy for but whys while I was just being like, no,
'Cause the
stay
whole
on board with
thing is-
Luffy, stay on
yeah.
board.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah,
thing is a but why if you get
Yeah.
you start to look too close.
Yes. Oh, look, a pensive, brooding man with half his shirt off. Whatever. Yeah. There are no but whys. It is just this.
Yeah.
But
It just is.
the question about the devil fruit, do we see one? I can't remember seeing one
Yeah,
in
you
the
see
show.
Luffy eating it when he's a child.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I really missed that. I don't know. Like, are they grown everywhere? Does everyone
Must
just
have
eat
looked
one
away.
if they feel like it?
No, they're rare. They're hard to find.
Yeah. I was just kind of like, yeah, it seems weird. But anyway, yeah. There's not. I mean, if this is a problem, that's not really the problem, is it?
I guess not.
No, if I'm watching this and I'm already on going, of course, Sharkmen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when we're hung up about the fruit, like we
Of
need
course.
to get a new perspective.
Of course, there's a guy with an axe for a hand and a steel jaw. He's definitely the Marine. Yeah, I knew, I kind of got where the series is going in the first episode, or one of the first episodes, I think, when they'd gotten captured by those Marines and the son of that axe hand guy was messing around and was totally naked with the sword. And that was the scene where I was watching it just going, this show is doing something.
Can we talk about how bad his wig was?
Oh,
I
think
think
it's- I
all
think
of
it's
the characters.
I think it's intentional. Like, this show is just full bad.
Somebody
wigs.
got that wig off I don't know, spotlight party section. It was bad.
Is this Aquaman era kind of bad wig?
The cut that he had, like when he got his hair chopped off, and it was, oh dear, that was terrible. It was
Yes, but I
terrible.
mean,
They
like
let the apprentice cut that hair.
they must have spent all the money that they would have had for his wig on his body depilation in order for that shot, because everything glistened. Sharper than the sword they pulled out, as it were.
dear.
Yes. Well, what do you think? Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, Dion's dying.
Oh,
No, I'm
shit.
fine.
Oh, dear.
I
I ate a
just had
devil
some-
fruit.
Yes, I had some
Uh-oh.
devil fruit. This is no good. What should we do a rating and then a clip, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the more nuanced and philosophical aspects of the show?
Sure. I'll go first, I guess. I'm going to. Oh, I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it an 80 because while the content was maybe not entirely for me, it was a way for me to get into One Piece. I really appreciated all of the costuming and production, and the actors were really just giving it everything. I think it's a very successful adaptation of the series, and I'm really happy for all the One Piece fans that love it. So, yeah, I'm going to give it an 80.
Peter, what do you think?
It is such a tricky one to rate. It is one of those situations where I'm like, it wasn't entirely for me, but I can recognize that it was very successful in a lot of the things that it did. So I'm not, it's hard. Do you rate it on enjoyment level, or do you rate it on quality? And in the fickle and arbitrary way that we do things here.
Hey, it's not arbitrary. You're giving justification. You're just not out there sitting like, I don't know, 12. Yeah, perfect set, 12.
I'm going to say 75. I feel like I would struggle to directly recommend this to most people I know because it is just so stylistically anime. But I also think that's exactly what they were trying to do. So it's hard to be mad at it for that. And I did have a little bit of a struggle getting to the end of it myself. But again, it wasn't because it was failing. It was just because, as we have all established over several times of us reviewing anime style things, they're not my thing.
But you can respect, but your opinion is valid. You can respect the craft.
I
Tell
can
us
respect the craft, and
from the
I respect
craft.
the genre and what the genre is obviously doing. And I feel like this was very successful within that genre.
Yeah. I felt the same sort of way because I was watching this going, I'm going to hate this and this is going to be pure hell. I had to watch, how many episodes do I have to watch of this, Jill? God damn it. But then like
Blame me. I don't think I picked it.
I was the one that brought it up in the first place, just in terms of like, oh, do you guys like, is this a thing?
Yes, but when I think anime, I don't think you, Peter. I actually see more towards
Just
Jill.
automatically blame comes
Yeah,
to me.
exactly. Like, it's just like if someone says Star Wars, you will go, oh, fucking Dion again. You know, like,
yeah,
you know,
okay.
fair enough. I've got to say, in the same way, I'm like, I wasn't really looking forward to it. And by the end of it, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to return to it, but I 100% respected the craft. Like, as I said, I was watching it going, I feel like this is an anime. And this feels like an anime and looks like an anime and is a good adaptation. Like, if you're looking for a live action version of a beloved anime, this is great. You're going to get what you want. Which is comparative to the rest of it. It's like, oh, it's terrible. So like, I'm going to go, you know what? I would highly recommend that to people who love anime. So 85, I thought it was a very well done kind of thing because it also had some emotional depth. It had lots of action and stupidity, but it managed to get that very subtle, nuanced bit where occasionally you're like, oh my God, I've had my heart broken because of a relationship in an anime, which is dumb. And that's kind of how anime works.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah,
I would say that probably more diversity in the cast of characters would have bumped my rating up. But again, as a faithful adaptation, if that is what it is, then that is what it is.
You know what? I will give props to the casting because the author, Oda Sensei, has specified in the past that he never envisioned for them all to be one race of person. So I loved that everybody was quite eclectic. But yeah, in terms of diversity, if it's not there in the original, it's kind of hard to introduce that now. But they did all right.
Yeah. There's a faithful. Sometimes it's like it's a faithful adaptation. It's like and that's fair. And sometimes you can let that kind of diversity banner roll through because, like, yeah, fair enough. You know, would have been a very different Lord of the Rings. Just so I'm saying, would have been a very different Lord of the Rings. What should we do? Should we do the stupid 3-sword fight or should we do meeting Zorro? Which one do you think of? You want to do before we do?
I don't care. They both have Zorro in it. So.
Yeah, fine. Okay, it's the stupid 3-sword fight. It's not great for an audio, but we'll clip that one out. But yeah, enjoy the fucking 3 swords.
So that's where it goes.
There you go. 3 swords is the best amount of swords that you could possibly have. You can't get any better than 3 swords.
Well, I needed to confirm if I had seen 6 swords correctly or not, but guess how many swords he does use?
6. I'm just going to go for 6.
9.
Fuck.
9.
Well, that is just an absolute confusion of where is he putting them.
I don't know how it works. I think they go between the fingers.
What?
Like, you have to have like really strong grip strength.
Of all the places.
Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, and then 1 in the mouth.
That's not where I went to. That's not where I went to at all. Oh dear. Jeez. No, I can't
say
think
though,
of
this show, if you took away all context of it
There
being from an anime or a manga, and you watch this show, it is a fucking hot mess. It's just like, what on earth is this? The snails are the telephones. There's no electricity.
Nope.
Did anybody notice there's no electricity in this world?
No. Well,
There's no
I mean,
electricity.
but also
the costuming, like nobody looks cohesive. Like they all look like they're coming from different things.
Yeah.
They're going to different parties.
it looks like half of them look like they've walked off the street of 70s Manhattan. Like 70s Bronx. And you're like,
yeah,
what?
It's weird.
Yeah. And
then you got the fruit, and then you got the fish people, and then you got like weird treasure, and you got all these weird pirates. And what is a Grand Line? And
and why
do they not have the map for it?
Why is there a sheep man with a head, which is suddenly the head of the boat, which is called the
Mary? But like also, why are there like some animal people, but not everybody's an animal person?
Yeah, and why do they just subtly drop in the fact that the fish people were slaves for such a long time, and then they just walk away from that again, and you're like, no, wait, that was the most interesting thing. What?
Yeah.
Come on. And why does that guy with the giant sword cut a ship in half? I would have thought you had a few butt-wise there, Pete, but obviously no. You're just like, nah, I'm with you. Fuck it.
I honestly wasn't that invested to think too hard about it, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I'm going to let it be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's extremely.
Once you let something be ridiculous, all of the butt wires go out the window.
Yep,
Yeah.
true. I mean, especially because, and we are in spoiler section now, so if you haven't seen it, it's okay. We're not going to talk about things. I mean, I want to talk about the thing in the room, which was like, why is the admiral that's chasing Luffy his grandfather? What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. I know, and like weirdly enough, that is a plot point that doesn't get revealed until much later in the anime. So
Yeah, I mean, it just came in
they're
the straight
shuffling
sort of
some stuff
thing.
around.
The first time they see each other, he's like, "Granddad." It's like, what? How?
Yeah.
Why is going
Yeah.
on? Why is he like? Who is this other pirate that he learned everything from? That seems to
Shanks,
be,
yeah.
it
What
seems
happened
to
to
be
Shanks?
the cool one.
What's he doing now?
You know, where's Usopp's dad seems to be like deadbeat dad somewhere else. Like that's good. That should be an interesting thing. Why didn't Usopp stay with the woman who owned the shipyard and could have lived in absolute comfort for the rest of his life? Because that's
Because
dumb.
he wanted to be a captain too.
Well,
He wanted the adventures that he was making his stories out of to be real.
Yeah.
exact. But did he? Because he's like, yeah, okay. And you know what happens when people get hurt or killed or try to be killed? I mean, it gets.
Yeah.
One of the things I
So
thought
you have
was,
to have a character that's more annoying than your main character, otherwise you won't like the main character.
Yeah, well,
That's what Usopp does.
one of the things I thought was interesting in some of the tonal shifts in there. It's sometimes it gets really dark, like that moment where like Cammy's stabbing herself to cut the tattoo off her arm, and I'm like, that's very dark. That's not fun and happy One Piece. But thankfully, Luffy just jumps kind of back in later on in the episode to be like, "Yay, everything's great. I believe in you. Good vibes only."
Shawarma, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Delicious shawarma trauma. Oh no. Now I've coined something that is terrible.
Good vibes only, Luffy.
Yeah, it's good vibes only, Luffy. Yeah.
It was when Nami kind of, left, did her turncoat move that I realized how few female characters from this series. Because I was like, there goes the only one.
Yep.
Oops.
Yeah.
But they have to rescue her because she is obviously in a bad position.
Yes. Yeah. But both of the female characters in this needed to be rescued, didn't they?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully they'll do some other rescuing later, because I wouldn't mind seeing it's anime, so there's going to be the width and breadth of everything that would come across. Like everyone will have to be rescued at one stage. Every single character will have their backstory explained, dissected, and then put back together again. It's just about, how that happens on screen. I gotta say, like I can't say I'm enjoying all of the design choices because we're going through that looking. Where is it all coming from? It's a little bit too eclectic, but at least they're doing it like accurately. In that sense, it's like, no, this hat doesn't look right. We need 6 different versions of Luffy's hat. I
still don't think they got it right. To be honest, the brim is not big enough.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you've got to like look at this. It's a rubbery guy that stretches out and can do things like catch cannonballs and blow himself up and throw punches across the room and do all that sort of stuff, playing against people who are like, oh, this is a very straight Marine captain.
Yeah.
How do you make that work? But it did work, It was good. And all of the villains looked like, who was the villain with the knife hands that was the butler?
Yeah, the
I mean, he could have just
cat pirates.
Yeah, he could have just come out of any anime.
Yes.
Like absolutely anyone. The devious butler trope. But that was kind of the whole sort of thing. And it reminded me, what was the kids pirate show that they had that had a lot of those plasticine makeup stuff? It'll come to me in a second, or someone will tell me.
Yeah, you really lost me.
No, there was a like it came from Europe, a European thing. It's on the tip of my tongue.
No, don't know.
Lazy Town.
Sorry, no, never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Lazy Town. If you want to go and look at, so look up "You Are a Pirate," the song from Lazy Town.
Okay.
But if you have a look at that, that would have kind of reminded me of. I was watching it, and it's kind of got a lot of those rubberized features, and everything's very stylized, and that's what the show sort of came across to me as. And I was like, that's a nice attention to detail. It's clean, it's good, it's being worked at. It's interesting, and hopefully we get just a few more different characters for the next season. Is there another season?
There is. They have confirmed that there's a second series coming. Don't know
Nice.
when that's going to go into production. And we already have a teaser for a new character that will be appearing next season.
Oh, what's that one then? Since we're in Spoiler Town.
Yes, the character is called Chopper. He is
Chopper.
a reindeer.
No, we've already got Chopper. He's in Rebels and Ahsoka. Are they
Yeah,
getting a small droid genocidal
This
droid?
is another small character called Chopper, who is a tiny little reindeer who ate a devil fruit and can now talk and is like can stand upright and stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they animate this little reindeer.
Especially considering I just looked him up and his actual name is Tony Chopper.
Yeah.
What?
I
Crazy.
know everybody's got weird names.
I know sometimes I sort of sit there and I'm like, how do people get stuff made? How do people pitch with a straight face? And this is the character, is the small anthropomorphic reindeer. His name is Tony Chopper. And then they just keep talking, and the executives are sitting there going, wait, what? Sure. Okay.
But he has a completely tragic backstory, as should every good character.
Excellent. I hope it's like,
Yeah.
what's that Pokemon character that wears the skull of their dead
A
mother?
whole like Cubone.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you want some trauma, might as well have
Yes,
some
it's
real good
similarly
trauma.
heart-wrenching.
Similarly heart-wrenching trauma. Excellent. I love a heart-wrenching trauma. Well, One Piece. That was pretty good,
Yeah.
actually. Anything else you guys want to talk about for One Piece? I'd say it's like, I recommend it to people because I'd be like, do you like anime? You're going to enjoy this, because your other options are go back and watch Dragon Ball, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell.
No, go and
or
watch
Death Note.
Rurouni Kenshin. That
Yeah.
is some good anime adaptation, live action stuff.
Sure. I mean, I still have a special place in my heart is the Fist of the North Star live action movie, which is very bad. But also, that was before I knew anything about Fist of the North Star, and I was just kind of like, I love this movie. It's got lots of karate in it. And yeah, that's my recommendation. If you want an anime adaptation, go and watch Fist of the North Star. It's way longer than I remembered when I went back to try to watch it again. I was like, God, this thing goes for fucking ever. Yes, but yeah, that's my one. That's one I would recommend for people. And One Piece.
Oh no.
Yeah, go watch. Peter, do you have a favorite anime adaptation?
I don't believe I do.
Well, okay, let's reverse that. What movie would you like to see them make an anime out of?
Oh. Okay.
There you go. If you can't think of an anime
That is
adaptation,
an interesting question that I have put zero thought into.
because they've done a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, give us some examples.
Well, not off the top of my head, but I would
That's
consider
one.
the Animatrix.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone into anime. There was Dark Fury, which was the Pitch Black sequel, Riddick Dark Fury, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a few times when movies have been made and been translated back into anime or into anime to continue on.
Godzilla?
Gotcha.
Pacific Rim.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
It is.
Even Star Wars Resistance is anime style. No, that's terrible. Sorry. Stop mentioning that. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What
thanks.
are we going to chat about next week?
We are talking about The Creator. Are we not?
See how I'm genuinely asking because I've forgotten.
Oh, I just remember Gareth Edwards. That's right. I was like, who did The Creator again? I was like, it's Gareth Edwards. Yes. Gareth Edwards, who you may remember from Godzilla. Speaking of Godzilla, and speaking of Star Wars, a director who's done both of those things. He's doing hard sci-fi. So it's in cinemas now. You can get out there and go and watch The Creator. I keep getting it mixed up with a rapper called I know.
Okay.
I have a weird brain.
Oh, you mean what? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it doesn't really matter.
I want to watch the movie. I don't know if I'm going to have time, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. Look, you get out there, go and watch The Creator if you can. I want to see if it's all that it's cracked up to be, but it looks like it has some amazing special effects, and some of the shots have been amazing, like great. I've seen the comparisons. Like here's what they actually shot, and here's what they managed to put in the background, and you're like, wow, that's great.
Cool.
That's actually better than I expected.
Nice.
Take note, The Flash.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and after that, there's a whole bunch. Oh, actually, we should do that. We should to let everyone know what things we'll be putting in the spooky one.
Yes.
What will we be
it's going
talking
to
about in
be
the spooktacular?
Our spookutery board.
Yes, the spookutery
for Halloween.
The Halloweenies. We should let you know what
Yes.
we're doing, but there's going to be some interesting
I
things like.
expect everybody to watch something different, and we'll talk about it.
Is it the
but
Boogie
I am
Bugle
definitely
Boys?
watching fucking everything right now.
Right.
I'm
Suggestions,
devouring my way through a lot of horror at the moment.
suggestions will be considered because I haven't decided what I'm watching yet.
Talk to me.
No,
I
not for
haven't
Peter.
decided what I'm
Not
watching.
for Peter. I would recommend for Peter either the Goosebumps TV series that has just come out
Nice.
because it's
Nice.
it's nice and gentle. Or
Plus, I used to
totally-
love Goosebumps books as a kid.
Yes. Well, then you'll like this. It's not scary. It's good. But Totally Killer as well on
Hey,
Amazon Prime. So much fun.
I recommend anything from the Simpsons Halloween specials, Peter. Maybe that's about your speed for the amount of terror.
We will talk about it on the day.
Yeah.
I have watched many, many scary movies in the past. I just haven't been in the mood for them for the past decade or so.
Will this? Yeah, I mean, and justifiably. Although I will ask the question yet again, Jill, will this be the year that you will watch it?
Jill has never watched it. See, I've watched it.
Yeah, I mean,
can't
The
do
original
clowns.
or the remake?
no, the
Can't do clowns,
remake, the
babe.
clowns.
I've
The
also read the book.
Can't do clowns.
clowns.
No, not happening.
Can't do clowns.
It
Uh,
is one
I
of the first
watched-
ever horror movies I watched.
I watched The Boogeyman last night. That was pretty terrifying.
yeah. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
The only
Jill
thing
tried.
as scary as that monster was the logic of not turning on the fucking lights in the house. I'm like, guys, you know that it hides in the dark. Why are you sitting in the dark in your house?
Yeah, imagine hearing something like in a really spooky house, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I know
And
we'll
they're
solve
like,
this.
what's
I'll just turn all
that?
the lights off.
Opens the fridge to get a little bit of light. I'm like, there's a light switch on the wall. You could
Right there.
flick it.
Also, do these people not have phones? What era is this? Like, because everyone has a torch in their hand at
Yeah.
all times.
Yeah, but like even that, just turn on the wall light.
I mean, if there's one great thing that I will say in defense in that kind of way, is do you remember the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you remember that part when they were going through the vents and they had those like jerry-rigged flamethrowers? Part of the whole thing about that was at least they did it in the smart way. It was like, what are you doing? Well, before we go down that corridor, we're going to shoot flame down it just to clear anything out. And I'm like, that's how I would search room by room. I would have a candle and a Glen 20 spray and just be like, all right, are you all the people that I want behind me? Yeah, okay, you stay behind me because if anything comes towards us, it's getting flame. Don't walk at me. Anyway.
Yeah.
So get onto The Creator. We'll put a list out of the horror scary movies for the Halloween special, and enjoy everything else. Thanks for joining us on the chat. The regulars, thank you, the regulars.
Thanks everyone.
We had a lovely night. We're not going to go and rate anyone because I've forgotten how to do that, and I can't be bothered at the moment. So we're just gonna go and enjoy the rest of the Tuesday. Thanks everyone. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
circle downtown. I wanna look out my window, see 'em flying, and swing across the horizon as I cheer 'em on so proud. Deep-powered girl keeps staring at her face, and call Colossus and have him teach me ways, and then we'd exercise. I'd be one of the guys. Martial arts from iron fist and wall. I'll dance her up and teach her all my songs. Oh, I wanna live in a world full of heroes, not cooking up these heroes at my parents' restaurant now.